What's up, guys? I have two knives here that I wanted to do a comparison with, and I think they actually compare pretty good together. As far as hard use, everyday carry knives, you know, overbuilt, these kind of and that are in CRUWEAR basically, or ZWEAR. So I want to I thought that they compared pretty good with each other, so I want to take a look at them, and we can start off with the blade. So this is the ZWEAR Sprint Run, but they also make one just like this in CRUWEAR, or they did. It's all gone, and then you have the mini Adamas, which is in CRUWEAR, and you can get in the bigger blade also. But this is production knife, and it will keep on going. So right off the bat, that is a big win for this. This one will be gone. So right off the bat, that takes a hit for the Shaman and CRUWEAR, and just as far as availability wise. Let's take a look at the stock thicknesses, because just eyeballing it did they did look like they were about the same. But let's go to the calipers just to be sure. There's 0.14. Okay, let's bring out this guy. And 0.14, and I think it's a little bit tiny bit bigger, but basically the exact same. And then if you look at behind the edge thickness, I think the mini Adamas is actually going to win this, but let's see. It's hard to get this lined up here. Okay, I got 23 thousandths. Okay. Got 18 thousandths. So yeah, thinner behind the edge, same stock thickness. So good on them for that. That's a win for the Adamas as far as cutting. You got handle thickness 0.6 too. So it fills in the hand. You feel it in there. And 0.53, so a little bit skinnier in the pocket. I think that's good for there. And then if you take a look at overall blade length, you got overall blade length of over 3.5 inches. Okay. For this one, overall blade length is about 3.25. But then, okay, so this has a longer blade, but check it out. The cutting edge is probably a tad longer on the mini Adamas. So it might be the exact, yeah, it is a tiny bit, just by a hair. You got longer cutting edge. So you have a bigger blade, but longer cutting edge. And hold on while I get the overall length. Actually, never mind. I got the measure right here. Okay, you got an overall length of almost 8.5 inches, and overall length of about 7.5 inches. So smaller package with the same amount of cutting. Let me get the weights real quick. All right, mini Adamas. You have 4.6 and 4.8. Okay. Okay, so this is just a tiny bit lighter. You do have those milling holes that are larger on the inside, and you do have some smaller milling holes in there and there. They could have made this lighter if they would have cut out more. This is using the compression lock, and this is the access lock. Now, both, I think this is more friendly to lefties than the access lock is. I think that's a good, as far as strength, they're both very strong. And look at the size of that. I like seeing that big overbuilt stop pin, and that one has a pretty good size stop pin as well. So just I like that. This actually comes with a deep carry clip with it. I had to put on this one, so that's a win for this one for the pocket clip. Ergos, they're both very good. I actually like the Shaman better with the skinny mod. I think it feels better in the hand. And if you look at this, let me feel what feels actually better. I do like the way this feels. It's thicker. It feels pretty good in the hand. Shaman though, you know what? It's almost a tie. This jimping here is like pretty aggressive. This jimping is actually a lot more rounded off than this is. This is kind of like kind of sharp. So when you're bearing down on it, you will definitely feel it, especially in there. This jimping, you feel it, but it's not as aggressive. So that's kind of like a personal preference, but yeah, I don't feel like I need a forward choil with this knife. Some knives that you get, you kind of feel like you need a forward choil. This one, I feel like I can do everything I need to. I do like how you can get up here with the forward choil, but I wish it came stock with the skinny mod, because when you're up here, this hump doesn't feel good. When you're back here, then you just kind of like you feel too far away from the blade. So yeah, it's really that one's a tough call for me. This has the extra length that the mini Adamas doesn't, and it's all with the handle. So I guess I'll give it to the Shaman, because you can do different grips. This one you just locked in here, but that's all you really need. But if if you want different options, this one would probably be better. Deployment and action, they're honestly both have that drop sheddiness that everybody likes. So access lock, you can do that. One thing I don't like about the access lock is that the detent is pretty weak, which is not too big of a deal, because in your pocket you're not going to be doing more than that in your pocket. So that's just kind of like a personal preference. I kind of like knives that won't come out unless you deliberately want them out. So I'll give that to the Shaman. But this, I think I'm gonna have to give the overall win to the mini Adamas, because it has now actually the blade shape, I do like the Shaman blade shape better, but the thinness behind the edge, this one wins it for that one, and the fact that it is still being produced. Now one thing that might spyderco that might be competitive is when they bring out that PM2 in CRUWEAR that is supposed to be a production knife. So I think that is going to be, if that happens, that's going to be a lot better than trying to compare sprint run. And the Pair 2, that from what I saw, has kind of like full liners like this that are not nested. So that's going to be something new. But both of these are great knives. I think I might prefer that one. But this is kind of cool that they have it in ZWEAR, even though it's the same as CRUWEAR, it's just a little different. But yeah, I have to say that this came, I bought this on the secondary, but it came, spyderco's edge was very sharp on this, very, very sharp. So that's my thoughts about these guys. Comparing them, you get slightly more cutting edge in a smaller package and a slightly lighter package that's still in production. So I'm going to have to give the win to the mini Adamas, even though this is a great sprint run, and they should just make it as a normal knife. And I think that's a lot of frustration from a lot of people in the knife community is that when you got a winning combination here, why not keep doing it? But it sounds like Benchmade is on top of things. So good job, Benchmade, and I'll see you guys on the next one.